Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. I had a question sent to me by a fellow YouTube member and fellow modeler and friend of mine, and he wanted to know what my take was, my personal feelings on club members entering their own shows. And I guess there was some controversy that came up over a certain show, and I'm just going to throw some of my thoughts and experiences out there, and hopefully clear up some of the negative about that. First thing is, there's a lot of guys. I read the posts and stuff that I was sent by this person on people that were complaining about certain things. Let me start off by saying this right off the bat. If you went to a gold, silver, bronze show, there is nothing competitive about that show at all. It has nothing to do with competition. Gold, silver, bronze shows are based on the point system. They are based on how well your model is assembled and put together. And, a lot of other factors come into that. But if you don't reach a certain amount of points, you will not get a bronze medal. You have to then reach a certain amount of points to get to a silver level. And then you have to be almost perfect or, just have a wow factor of a model to get a gold, which is usually to last anywhere from 3 to 5 points. So basically, the way a lot of shows work, the ones that I go to a lot, you have to acquire from 0 to up to about 19 or 20 points to get a bronze medal. And what they're looking for is, the basics is the main thing. That's where a lot of your scoring comes from. You also have continuity on there. You have, the finish of the paint, the sheens on the interiors, things like that. Is all part of that and being judged off of each model is being judged to that. And then from 19 or 20 points up to say 24 points, right around in that range, dictates a bronze model. And then from 25 points to 27 points or 28 points might be a silver model. And then from 29 and 30 points, which is the top, almost perfect on the scoring sheet, is a gold model. So that's how you're being judged at a gold, silver, bronze show. Or, in my past experiences at all the gold, silver, bronze we've been to, that's how they're judged. So it's not a competition. There is nothing competitive about any of that. You are bringing a model in, setting it on the table. You may have your best build there and your, worst build there. And you're going to be judged, this model is not judged against this model. Each model is judged individual. So it wouldn't matter if club members, come in or not. I mean, say if a club member walks out with a gold medal and he's in your category, do you have a gold medal build in there with him? If you didn't get an award, it doesn't matter if the club member took a gold award or not. I mean, if there's 10 models in that category and they're all worthy of gold awards, there's going to be 10 gold awards handed out. If they're worthy of a bronze award, then there's going to be 10 bronze awards handed out. So, it doesn't matter whose model is on the table because each model is being judged individually. So, I heard a lot of or read a lot of comments that come up about this being a contest at this particular show. And that's the first false information because no gold, silver, bronze is a contest. It's just like going to a viewer choice show. I went to one a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago and had a great time. I went up there 2 years prior to that and had a great time and did very well. Best in show both times. And, there was guys up there that walked into that show, being a viewer choice show, and they were dead set on winning it. They turned it into a teetotal competition. It's a viewer choice show. You never know what's going to happen at a viewer choice show. You can paint something, some off the wall color that happens to catch the eye of the majority of people that are voting, and that's what's going to win. It could be the worst build in the whole show and still win. So you never know what to expect at viewer choice. So then again, it's not a competition. The only time that I feel it's a competition, and this is where I butt heads with a few people out there, and that's not what these videos are about. It's trying to butt heads. It's just my personal opinion, my personal take on my experiences from shows. If you go to a 1, 2, 3 judged show, IPMS or anything like that, that, in all reality is a competition. Simple as that. I mean, there's guys that go to these shows that, they know it's a 1, 2, 3 show, and they go in with the mentality of, I'm not here to get an award. And that's fine. That's great. If that's how you enjoy your hobby, that's good. But at the end of the day, when the award ceremony comes down, if you stay that long, you really, at that point in time, do not have the right to gripe about where anybody placed in that show. Because if you start griping about that, then you are making that a competition. And that's not what it's about. In your eyes, if you came into that show going, I'm only here to show my model and I don't care if it wins or loses, you cannot gripe about how any model places in that show, because you're not making it a competition. In all reality, it is a competition. When you're handing out first, second, and third place awards and you're being judged against the next model on the table, it's a competition. So, that's what I build models for. Also at those type of shows, you have best of awards, and, there's a big group of guys that come to these shows that, and I'm included in that. We build to go to win the category. We're also building a model that should be in the running for, say, best automotive. And then we know if we get that best automotive award, that we are in the running for best in show. So it is a competition. And whether a lot of guys want to admit it or not, if you're going to a 1, 2, 3 show, it's a competition. Gold, silver, bronze, and viewer choice are not competitions. So, the big thing come up with club members entering shows. I really don't see the issue there. A lot of times you also have to realize that some shows are smaller and they don't have the numbers through the door that a lot of shows do. So if the club members putting on the show want to present their models on the table and, be judged, or have, if it's viewer choice, if people want to look at them and they pick that model, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been to shows where the members are not allowed to be a part of the competition, and that's the club's choice on that. Personally, if I was in a club and we were putting on a show, I would want to have my work out there in the running. I really would, but I'm not in any clubs, so that's doesn't matter here nor there. I go to the club down here in Fairfax to a couple of the meetings and stuff like that, but I'm actually not an official member of the club. But, there's just a lot of bickering and fighting back and forth between people in this hobby, and especially when it comes to shows. You either go in with the mindset that you're not there to compete and all you're there for is to put your model on the table and just enjoy the day, hanging out with, fellow modelers, friends, talking about models, going through the vendor area. And at the end of the day, a lot of these guys that have that mentality, before the award ceremony ever starts, they've packed up and they're gone. And that's cool because they're not there to compete. But you also have the guys that come in and, they want to, gripe about every little thing in the show. But then they turn around on the internet and say they're not competitive. Well, if you're griping about everything and where people placed at that show, you are making it a competition. You are being competitive. So you can't look down on somebody else for that. But it really has nothing to do with whether a club member is entered in the show or not. If a club member puts a build on the table at a gold, silver, bronze show that is gold worthy, so be it. The question you have to ask yourself is, the model that you put on the table, is it gold worthy? It doesn't matter whether that club member entered a model in that category or not. If you both have gold winning models, you both should receive a gold award. There you go. But a lot of times what happens is people go into these shows, they go in with no experience with shows. They don't really know how to build a model that is going to do well at the shows and what the criteria is for, building a model for shows. They go in, they set it on the table blind. They have no idea they don't have a guideline. They just set a model down on the table with no experience, and at the end of the day, they come out with nothing. Well, then all of a sudden, they're looking for something or somebody to blame. And a lot of times it happens to be because club members were entered in the show. Personally, I could care less whether they're entered in the show or not. If a club member builds a bottle better than mine, then, hey, hats off to him. He deserves the award. If a club member is in my category and does not build a model that, I feel is not as good as mine, and he goes on to win, that's just politics of a show. That's just something that happens. I don't have that happen a lot, but I have had it happen. It's something that you don't forget, when you're competitive, and you just move forward with it. So, a lot of you guys that just getting into competition or just getting into the show circuit and stuff like that, take a step back, take your models in, put them down on the table, learn, ask questions, be a judge, go up and, volunteer your time to be a judge, learn what they're looking for, and then build the model according to that and see what happens. But, don't just go out here on the internet and stuff like that and bash shows and bash, clubs and stuff because you feel that they shouldn't be entered. If that's their criteria, if the club puts on a show and the club members are allowed to join and you go into that show, you are accepting that. So there's really no reason to complain. If you don't agree with club members being in the show, then don't go to it. Simple as that. And then you won't have anything to, be upset about or gripe about or, blame the show for. So there's a lot of ways to look at different things as far as shows and competitions, but that's just some of my thoughts on it. I'm not trying to, upset anybody, make anybody mad. I was asked for my personal opinions on, shows and competition. There it is. Club members come participating in their own show. I don't see an issue with it. If you build a good quality model, you should be in the running. Simple as that. And, that's what I'm going to stick with. So, like I say, hopefully nobody's upset or, takes this the wrong way or whatever. It's not something to toot my own horn. It's just to answer a question for a fellow modeler that came up and wanted to know my thoughts. So that's all we've got for now. We do have another video coming up right after this one on the Ferrari build, and that'll be part number 9 we're going to do on that one. We got a lot of stuff done last night and today, and we'll bring y'all up to date on what's going on with that. So stay tuned for that one. Like always, this is Hunter from Showtime Studios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.